Wait. Don't scroll just yet. What I'm about to share could be the message of hope you or someone you love desperately needs. It's my personal story, a battle with addiction, a journey to recovery, and a rediscovery of my true self. If you stay with me until the end, I promise you'll walk away feeling inspired and empowered. Let me take you back to the beginning. Addiction doesn't start overnight. It creeps in slowly, like a shadow you don't notice until it completely covers you. At first, it seemed harmless. I told myself it was just a way to escape, a way to cope with stress, loneliness, or pain. But before I knew it, what started as a crutch turned into a chain that controlled every part of my life. I became unrecognizable. The bright, ambitious person I once was had faded into someone I didn't even know. And the worst part? I felt trapped, like there was no way out. But listen closely. There is a way out. And it starts with a decision, a moment of courage where you say, enough is enough. For me, that moment came on a night I'll never forget. I hit rock bottom. I was alone, staring at the mess I had made of my life. Relationships were broken, opportunities were lost, and I felt completely powerless. But as I sat there in silence, a small voice inside me said, "This isn't the end. You can still turn things around. Stay with me. This part is important." That night, I made a promise to myself. I would fight for my life. I didn't know how or where to start, but I knew I couldn't keep living like that. The next day, I took the first step. I reached out for help. Admitting you need help is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But let me tell you, it's also one of the most powerful. I found a support group, people who had been where I was, and who had made it to the other side. For the first time in years, I felt hope. Recovery isn't a straight path. There were days I felt strong, and days I felt like giving up. But every time I wanted to quit, I reminded myself why I started. I wanted my life back. I wanted to rebuild the relationships I had damaged. I wanted to prove to myself that I was stronger than my addiction. Don't scroll yet. This next part could be life-changing. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that recovery isn't just about quitting something. It's about finding something better to replace it. I started focusing on things that brought me joy and fulfillment. I rediscovered old hobbies like painting and hiking. I spent more time with my family, rebuilding the trust one had lost. And I started setting small goals for myself, celebrating every little victory along the way. But let's be real, there were setbacks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Recovery is hard. There were nights when the temptation felt unbearable, moments when I thought I couldn't do it. But you know what kept me going? The belief that every step forward, no matter how small, was a step closer to freedom. And here's the truth you need to hear. You are not alone. There are people who care about you, people who want to see you succeed. All you have to do is take that first step. Reach out to a friend, a family member, or a support group. Don't let shame or fear hold you back. Stay with me. We're almost there. Today, I'm not the same person I was back then. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. Free from the chains that once held me back. Free to dream, to grow, and to live the life I deserve. And if I can do it, so can you. Let me leave you with this. You are stronger than you think. Your past doesn't define you, and your mistakes don't determine your worth. Every day is a new chance to start over, to rebuild, and to rediscover who you are. Thank you for listening to my story. If this touched your heart, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Let's spread hope and remind the world that recovery is possible.